TG, where we give you the info and we discuss it and you do what you want with it. We're going to go through some videos that have like a lot of, I would say, racial things that happen. And all we're doing is I'm just reviewing what's actually going on out there. It's nothing that I'm putting out there. It's what a lot of people are putting out there, and I'm just commenting on it and letting you know what's actually going on in the world. So this first video, this is about this girl thinks that racism is like a mental illness. And so I'm going to have you watch her video so you can kind of see what she's kind of talking about.
Being racist is a mental illness. It's a mental illness, and I also feel like it's something that is passed down genetically. I know that sounds crazy, but y'all hear me out. Hear me out. So the people who were slave owners, right? They had kids, and their kids had kids, and their kids had kids, right? Now, all of these people were raised on the fact that black people were nothing, and their favorite line is, "Oh, I have black friends. I love black people," or "I have a black granddaughter or a black grandson," which we know y'all treat them differently. But I'm really starting to think it's a genetic mutation, and it's 2025. We've been here forever. What is the problem? Like, I'm really starting to think it's a mental illness. Like, I was at work the other day, and y'all know I work in the medical field, and I'm helping a patient out. And the patient himself did not want to make eye contact with me. He didn't want to talk. He had his wife talking for him. I had another situation of a young boy. I didn't hear what he said, but his mother, she turned red, and she was like, stop it now. And he was like, no, mom, I'm not going to stop it. I'm not going to stop it. This is our country. And I was just like, yeah, he said some crazy shit, and it wasn't meant for me to hear. I'm really starting to believe that it's like genetically in y'all, because why do y'all believe? Like, I keep getting comments like, oh, you need to get off food stamps. Oh, you need to get off housing. Oh, you need to get. I'm not on none of that stuff, but you assume because of the color of my skin that I am. And I feel like that is a mental illness to just look at somebody and just deem yourself better because of the color of their skin. I'm starting to think that's a mental illness, and y'all really need to go get help. Y'all do, because y'all, the assumptions y'all make based off the color of somebody's skin is crazy. Then y'all try to use the Bible, which is even crazier to me. Like, oh, the Democrats, they're the devil because they allow people to have same-sex marriages and change their genders and da-da-da. I could have sworn when I was in church, I heard, come as you are. Yeah, everybody in the world is so judgmental. Like, then they say in the Bible, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Yeah, everybody always throwing stones as if y'all sin free. As if y'all sin free. I do not get it. Y'all wonder why people don't have a relationship with God, because y'all try to use that book against people. When in fact, everybody that the Bible spoke about was a sinner that God made new. Am I lying? Everybody, all the disciples, every story in the Bible, that person was going through a struggle, or they were a bad person that God made new and restored them. All they had to do was keep their faith. I just don't understand how y'all can judge people when the Bible is telling us that we're gonna be sinful. That we're gonna do it. The thing we're not supposed to do is judge each other. Help somebody out of it versus judging them based off of what they're doing. And people, this country be literally fucking y'all with y'all eyes open, and y'all don't even see it. Like, literally, there are two parties. There's the Democrat and there's the Republican. Well, it's more than that. But why is it not one party? Why is it not one big party? Because it's a divide. Because they meant to divide us. It's meant to divide us, and y'all don't see that. It's just a big ass division. Oh, you're left talking, you're right talking, you're a Democrat, you're a Republican, you're black, you're white, you're orange, you're purple, you're bald, you have long hair, you're tall, you're short. It's always a fucking comparison. That shit don't make no sense. I just had an epiphany. Being racist is a mental illness. It's a mental illness, and I also feel like it's something that is passed down genetic.
So I have to, I'm gonna say a few things. She is right about like that patient thing, working in medical, and it goes both ways. You know, I have black doctors that I know that I work with that have these white patients that come in, be saying off the wall racist stuff, but don't want care from them. And then when they get denied by a white doctor that works there, then they want to go back to the black doctor as a second option, but the doctor is pretty much over it. Then you have the white doctors, not all of them, but a lot of them. There'd be a lot of issues that be going on, especially when I had an issue at Overland Park Regional Medical Center. This was years ago. I had like caught a very, very, very bad stomach flu, and I got really, really, really sick. And I kid you not, I think they had checked me in, I think it was around 6 p.m. They had me in the hallway. There was only half capacity of the rooms that were all used. It wasn't very busy that day. It was half capacity. This is also a pre-check-in, just because, I had to go under and things of that nature. So this was a pre-check-in. And I sat out there until I think 2 a.m. until a black nurse came in. She says, "Hey, they still have you in the hallway?" She said, "You've been here since 6 p.m." I said, "Yeah, they have me here." When I tell you those doctors treated me like crap, they had an attitude problem. They said that I didn't need pain medication. They told me to just, put ice on my stomach. I'm telling you, it was some horrific stuff. So it's the reason why like a lot of Black people have issues with a lot of, you know, a lot of white doctors, and it's just the way it is. You know, it's what we go through, it's what our experience go through. She also harped on like, you know, it's in her DNA. I think at this point in time, since the 1400s, you know, race is still is new in terms of that. I mean, it was invented in like the 14, 1500s because most of the time, based off your genetic code, is based off where you're from. So they're like, oh, you're from sub-Saharan Africa. This is the foods that's a part of your system. This is what you normally eat. That's what we mostly see. Now it's all about like white and the black and the Asians, and it's just becoming too much. But at this current point in time, I think because racism it just keeps going and going and going now, especially with a lot of families. I think it's embedded in a lot of people's DNA. I think it's just how they are. And I hate to say this, but until the disease is eradicated, which maybe eradicating the races, we're going to continue to go through it. It's just the way it is. I think it's just embedded. It's not nothing that's taught no more, in my opinion. I think it's really embedded in their DNA because when I was living in Kansas, you know, I had friends that's like, oh, you know, we went out, we hung out, there was no issues or anything. Next minute I know, you know, they, you know, get the new girlfriend or the new boyfriend or whatever, they get the new job, they start turning into their great grandfathers and I don't know how it triggers, it just triggers. And they're like, well, I don't want my kids around blacks and things of that nature. So I'm just telling you from what I experienced, this is something I experienced a lot, you know, just living in the Midwest. And so I can see why she said it's embedded in her DNA. The other thing she talked about is like the Bible and the sinners. One thing that gets me is a Bible thumper. I've been to plenty of churches throughout this show. We will discuss a lot of things that I have seen firsthand or other people have seen firsthand in churches. I even went to a church where the pastor and his wife killed a child. And then when they got to court, they started trying to blame each other of who killed who. So I'm telling you, the stuff that I have seen, especially in churches, you know, and even with Jesus, if you read, a lot of people, I don't know what Bibles they're reading. If you read the Bible, Jesus didn't hang around these old holy roly Christian people. He hung around prostitutes, drug dealers, if they were drug dealers at the time, murderers, liars, thieves. He hung around the worst of the worst. He just didn't hang around just anybody. He hung around the worst of the worst. So like he never hung around people that was these goody two shoe people. So that's one thing that always got me about a lot of people that's Bible thumpers because he didn't. That's not who he was hanging around with. And countless times throughout the Bible, you've seen him go against Pharisees and things of that nature, saying, "Hey, you know, you guys are lying to the people. You guys are not teaching the gospel correctly." So the Bible that a lot of these overly holy roly people are reading and the teachings of Jesus is a huge conflict. But that's just that take on it. I'm going to go into another video as well. So this is, you know, this is technically a video regarding, you know, how Black people are cheating in stores. I mean, especially like, you know, in Koreatown and things of that nature in Los Angeles, especially when I was growing up out here when I was younger. I mean, how can you sit here and you flee your country, come from over there because you were being, you know, I think the North Korea war was the reason why a lot of the Koreans came over here because, you know, they didn't know what was if they was going to win or not. And then it got split between North and South Korea. But how can you come over here from oppression or you ran away from your husband trying to kill you or whatever happened? And then you come over here with an attitude like you're better than the people that's here that helped you be able to come over here with the Civil Rights Act. That just don't make any sense to me. And so I'm going to play this video for you. I think it's a really good video to watch as well.
Following us? Because why are you following us? Explain to my daughter why you're following all the black people in here. I don't want any trouble. We come here and we give you our money and still you treat us like thieves. Stop shouting or I call the police.
She's not shouting.
Go. Let's go. You always treat us like nothing. Because until black people have their own shops, have their businesses, become their own bosses, these people, never let these people hold you back.
These are the shoes I'm talking about. Can I get these in a 4, please?
No.
Get the shoe in a 4. Do your job. I want to speak to your manager.
I don't have a manager.
Excuse me, this assistant was just really rude. Miss Richards, your stylist is ready for you. Shall we head up to the private floor?
Thank you, Carmen.
Yeah, let's get away from all of this. We'll find a perfect outfit for tonight. Thanks. Why is she following up?
So that second scene, oh my God, this brings back memories of Kansas. Oh my God. I remember one of the stores I like is the Buckle. It's a clothing store. It's more like, for like, younger guys and middle-aged guys. It's more like trendy. It makes you look like kind of good. And I really like their clothes. But I remember going into the store and these white people thought that I worked for them in the store. And they were asking me all these questions. I said, hey, I don't work here. And it was like, oh, well, I see you trying on the clothes. I said, yeah, if I'm trying on the clothes, I'm a customer. Do you see most employees trying on clothes, as people are in here shopping? And it was just like, it was a stupid question to even ask me to even think of that. But that is some of the things that, I see a lot when we go into these type of places. And this stuff just hits it right on the head as well. And then, I'm going to go into this Target video because, Target, man, they feeling the blues right now, but I really don't care. I mean, at this current stage of the game, it's this thing called, y'all want to, fuck around and find out, and you don't want to support Black business. And I think the reason why Target's being targeted the most is because nobody likes somebody that's two-faced. If you say, hey, I'm going to do this, and then you later decide, oh, no, we're not going to do that anymore because of the new administration, I think that's kind of cowardly. And that's very fake because people relied on you to keep your word, and your word is not your bond. So we're going to go ahead and play this video as well. So that way you can kind of see what they're talking about.
We picked Target when Walmart out of order, McDonald's is out of order, John Deere's out of order, Bank of America's out of order, Amazon is out of order. We wanted to go, the African proverb says, if you want to eat an elephant, do one piece at a time. So we picked Target first for several reasons. Number one, Target is headquartered in the same city George Floyd was killed. When George Floyd was killed, Target came out, made an announcement that they're going to invest $2 billion in the Black business. $2 billion, drum roll. And it starts December of 2025. When Trump made the announcement January of 2025, they dishonored that commitment. So we wanted to hold them accountable because when they made the pledge, it had nothing to do with DEI. Secondly, I am embarrassed, Breakfast Club, to say to you, Negroes spend $12 million a day in Target. And I don't know any Black business that amasses that much money in any singular day.
Is it 12 million a day?
A day. Number three, Target is on 27 college campuses and not one HBCU. Number four, outside of the federal government, Target is the largest employer of Black people. There are 400,000 Black people on payroll and don't honor us. So if we're giving that kind of money, that much human capital, and to not honor us, I think is dismally disrespected. And because they're publicly traded, we wanted to see what will happen in those 40 days that shows the data. This is the impact when Black people walk away, and to share it with those sharecrops. So it will not just be 40 days, but every movement has to have a benchmark. It's got to have a strategy, and you got to have some data. Why did we pick?
See, he broke that down for you, and this is what I just said earlier. It's this, hey, you said you were going to do something, and now you backed out of the deal. You kind of went the other way, or you did something like you act like you had our back, and you never really had our back. And I call it's a very two-faced thing. One thing I don't like is two-faced people or companies or nothing like that. So, I mean, for any minority, especially Blacks, don't go back. Let me tell you something. Costco has everything. Costco has everything, and it's more affordable, and you get it more in bulk. I mean, what's the point of going to Target when you can get it from Costco? I mean, that just makes sense to me. And then this last video, goodness, this video was about this white girl. I guess she had said that why can't white folks say the N-word? It's the same story over and over. No, you cannot say the N-word. Okay, let's just let that go. Stop bringing it up every year and every decade and you know why you can't say it. Quit being stupid about it. Quit being ignorant about it. You know the reason why you cannot say that word. We're just not going to keep going there and repeating this over and over. But I want you to get this girl's analogy regarding why people shouldn't be, I mean, especially white folks shouldn't be saying the word.
fucked up for doing.
If a black person can say the word, a white person can say the word. If a black person can do this, a white person can.
If a white person can curse out a cop and not get killed for it, a black person should be able to curse out a cop and not get killed for it. If a white mass shooter can walk into a church and blow away innocent people and get Burger King afterward, then a black person should be able to get pulled over for a traffic violation and not get killed. If white people can storm the Capitol and smear feces all over it because their president didn't win an election, then black people should be able to burn down anything that we want to, riot and loot in the streets all day for all of the killing that y'all do to us on a regular basis in this country. If a white person can build their whole career off of black talent and what black people have done that they had nothing to do with creating but merely imitated, then a black person should be able to get paid to sit on this app and do nothing. And P.S., we know y'all say the N-word. You're not asking our permission. You just want to be able to say it without getting fucked up for doing it.
Oh my God. I love when somebody just give it to you straight. I'm a straight shooter. You have some people that like to dance around things. Oh, it's the this and the that and the that and the this. And I just have to tell you, I am a very straight shooter when it comes to stuff like that because, it sometimes it becomes too much after a while. And so for me, it's just like, at the end of the day, I just tell people, I'm just more of a straight shooter when it comes to that type of stuff. Nobody got time for that. Actually, I should have read the comments. So I'm going to go back to the comment because I wanted to read some of the comments because, the comment section is where all the action is. So Jerry Adams 94043 said, if a white man can have 34 felonies and got convicted for sexual abuse and still became president of the United States, that should tell you everything, white privilege. Oh, that is facts. I mean, that's the epitome of white privilege right there. It's not just that, that's not the only thing multiple bankruptcies and still able to get loans and tell the Treasury what they should be doing after he had 6 to 7 business bankruptcies and everything. It's a lot. It's a lot. Panama 35, she said what she said. Diane Too Real. What she said, Jill, double standard and hypocrisy are the points of the video she preached. That is facts. Brandon Cunard, all of that part that the beautiful black sister said, okay, now wait. Now what? So, it's just like, I'm telling you, like, as I stated before, I think it's embedded in the DNA of America. I think it's embedded in a lot of white Americans, not all, because I wouldn't be able to get as far as I was without some amazing white people to help me get to where I am today. But I will say this, I have met a lot of bad white folks. I say it's, in my opinion, it's a 50-50 split. Oh no, I think a little more than that, probably 60-40, 60 bad, 40 good. Everybody's in percentages with me. Don't, I put some blacks in there. Actually, if you want to really look at it, I will put blacks and whites in there 70-30. Especially at the current stage, I think there's only 30% of good in each one of those groups that's pretty much holding up the rest of America right now. And I'm just keeping it real with you. Just based off like all my travel and to going to different places, you have a lot that's going on in the world right now. And all you see is like negative stuff on social media, on the news, when you're in person or flying somewhere. So, I think it's just embedded in the DNA, and the only way to do it is just eradicate it. It's hard to say, but it is what it is. But that's all the time we have for on this episode. So stay tuned for any future